Good morning, everyone. It's time for this dividend investor to get out of bed.
Hey everyone, it's Ian. You're going to follow me a day today in the life of this dividend stock investor. I just rolled out of bed, and honestly, the only thing I've done so far is I quickly checked on my phone the stock prices, and I noticed that all of my dividend stocks are surging in price. It just seems like that's been the trend lately, and it's been disappointing because I look forward to the down days, the red days, when I have better buying opportunities. But putting that aside, you're going to follow me throughout my typical work day today so you get a glimpse into what it's like, a day in the life with me, how I approach life, how I approach a typical work day. And now is my morning routine. So right after I film this video here, this clip, I will make my coffee. And so I like this Costco cold brew. This one is really good. Awesome cold brew, gives me some energy in the morning. And when I'm sipping my cold brew and my Costco croissant, I'll also make a protein shake called Isogenics. This is a protein shake that my wife found a number of years ago that we really like. It's just another great way to start the morning, get some energy, get some protein. And so while I'm having my breakfast, typically what I'll do is a little bit of reading. I will start with this daily devotional from Tony Dungy. He's a famed football coach, and in this daily devotional, it helps me connect with spirituality. It helps me learn more about the Bible. It helps me hear and understand someone else's interpretation of the Bible, Tony's, and I really appreciate this book. It's really easy to read. It's just one page per day, and so I really enjoy that. It's a positive way to start my day. And then while I'm also eating breakfast, what I like to do is fill out my 5-minute journal. This is a very positive gratitude journal, great way to start my day. I've spoken about this way back in the day on my YouTube channel. I'll link in the description below if you want to learn more about it. And I'll share on the screen right now what my entry looks like for today. I went ahead proactively before this video just to complete the entry for today. Typically, I would do it during breakfast. And it's a gratitude journal. It creates a sense of positivity, and it also gets me focused on my goals in life, which is really important. And it helps me visualize the goals that I have ahead. It helps me visualize what I want in the future. And then last, what I do during my breakfast is I like to read. And being a dividend stock investor, I do read all different types of books, but the book I'm reading right now is this one. It's called One Up on Wall Street. This is by Peter Lynch. Peter Lynch is one of my favorite investors of all time. I can totally resonate with him because he's an investor who's also a family man, and he's an investor who loves household brand names like myself. All of those brand names, CPG, consumer packaged goods stocks that I invest in. So I'm reading his book right now. And when I'm complete reading his book, I will summarize it for all of you. And I actually should say I'm rereading it. I haven't read this book in decades. It's been decades. This is my original version, so all the pages are kind of yellow, and they're kind of, you can tell the book is old and all that good stuff. It even is kind of, I don't know, it's got some kind of food on it or something from a while ago. But that's all good. I love that. I love having the classic version that I read so many years ago, and I'm reading it again right now. And I'd say the other part of my morning routine, obviously, is all the normal stuff, just showering, getting ready, shaving, brushing my teeth, all of that, drinking water and reminding myself to drink water throughout the day. And I'll tell you, I do push-ups in the morning. I like to do push-ups with really good form. I don't go as much for count as I go for form. Form is everything. Being an older guy these days, I don't want to mess up my muscles, tear a muscle, do anything that would give my backache, anything like that. So I practice really good form, really controlled push-ups. That's what my morning routine is all about. Once I'm done with all of that stuff, I'm going to join you again on the video here, and you can follow me throughout my entire day today. Get ready, everyone, for an exciting dividend investing video. All right, everyone, I am finally on the road right now. I just made one quick stop, and it's almost 11, but I don't feel bad about that because I got a lot of concentrated work done this morning. When I woke up, I felt kind of in the zone to get through some emails and some work that had been piling up. And one of the things you learn as you kind of get further along in life, you have a family, you have kids, is that having blocks of time where you're in the zone and you actually have any kind of time to get through work in a concentrated manner, that has to be respected, that has to be really cherished and utilized. And so when I'm in that kind of zone, I just go for it. And this morning I felt really good, got through a bunch of emails, a bunch of work in a concentrated amount of time. It pushed my start time back just a little bit for this drive, but that is okay. And so now I'm on the road. It's almost 11 and I'm heading out to my self-storage facility. I don't go out there quite as much these days to conserve on my time because it's running really smoothly. And I oftentimes now have more paperwork behind the desk work. Being out in the field isn't quite as necessary. Although once in a while I like to get out there, especially on days like today where I have a new employee who just started and I want to greet her and welcome her to the company. But in fact, I'm already working on my next real estate deal, so that's where I'm spending a lot of my time. Although I'll tell you, these long drives, I have to be in the right frame of mind, but I do really cherish them when they do happen and I'm in that right frame of mind because they give me a few hours to really think, to relax, to listen to good music, to think about the big picture. And I try to utilize the time as best as I can, making phone calls along the way. And of course, today I packed my lunch so that I can optimize my time out on the road. One of the things I have found as I've gotten older, I used to take a lunch, like a leisurely lunch at work. I don't do that anymore. I always do a quick lunch these days just because time keeps getting compressed. It gets compressed so much. And so that's just a tip for folks out there. I'm sure a lot of you pack your own lunch, but for me, it's not only about the savings, having more money for stock market investing, it's also about saving my time, which I think is even more valuable than the money that is saved. And you find again as you get older, and it's also accelerated by this pandemic, but you get older, you have kids, the amount of free time you have is so limited, it is so valuable that you have to find any hack to utilize to save yourself some time. Now I'll tell you, today I was really hunting and searching to buy a dividend stock this morning. Sometimes it's kind of like making your bed. You feel a sense of accomplishment just on those small items in the morning. And so I made my bed this morning, but I also, as part of my morning routine, sometimes I like to just buy stocks. I didn't buy any stocks this morning, and one of the reasons is I just could not find any value. And so I know, I shouldn't say it that broad sweeping, but a better saying is I want to buy on a down day, and I want a little bit better of a buying opportunity than I'm seeing. And it just seems like the stocks that I've wanted to buy, they've been trending up the last few days. And so I had to exercise some discipline, because the reason I need discipline is sometimes that act of just buying the stock, it kind of triggers that sense of accomplishment. It's exciting. I love that. But at the same time, I criticize him sometimes, but I had to embrace my inner Warren Buffett today and just have a bit of that patience. Maybe I'll buy stocks tomorrow, maybe the next day. I've been a little bit slower lately just because the market has rallied quite a bit, but I have to have that discipline, and that, that's okay. And so follow me today, ride with me like Nelly, like in the olden days here on PPCE, and I have some exciting insights to share about a day in the life. Hey everyone, I arrived. I made it to my destination here at my self-storage facility. It was a pleasant drive. I especially enjoyed driving over the San Mateo Bridge. I'll show some video footage of what that is like. One of the reasons I love the Bay Area so much is the beautiful scenery, although it was a little smoggy, foggy out there today on the bridge, but hopefully we get some rain soon that clears all of that out. I wanted to share actually two things with you right now. A lot of people ask me, Ian, what does FIRE look like for you? Financial independence, retire early. And I've always mentioned I am attempting to achieve a very fat FIRE, meaning a FIRE that is delayed into the future a bit, but that includes a large amount of passive income that supports a more luxurious lifestyle, if you will. Now, I don't like to go into my lifestyle in too much detail here on my YouTube channel because I want my analysis to stand on its own. The analysis is what should inspire the confidence, not what kind of lifestyle I'm living, this or that. Now, I do know a lot of people out there use this strategy of showing flashy things, this or that, in the YouTube videos. It's just not my style, but this is a video about a day in my life, so I do want to give a little more context into my life and what I'm all about. And I actually drive a Porsche, and so I have a fancy car. That's the car I'm in right now. I enjoy it very much. And so obviously, if I were going for a lean fire, for a quick fire, I wanted to retire sooner, I wouldn't drive a car like this. But for me, it is totally worth having this type of car because I am a real estate professional. This is a business car. This is something that I use for my job, and it's very important in my line of work to have a nice car. And quite frankly, it's just nice to have this car because I'm in the car a lot, and I really enjoy having a sports car, if you will. Now, I take a lot of time taking care of this car. I'll show a little bit of video footage, what it's like for me when I'm washing the car myself. I have all the fancy car washing gear from Griot's Garage, and I really enjoy that. But that's what I'm all about. In life, it's all about balance. I think everyone needs to determine which expenses make sense for them, which ones don't. For me, it just so happens that the car, the fancy car, it is worth it to me. It is something I enjoy quite a bit. But certainly, I'm going to be delaying my fire quite a bit because of the types of luxurious and these types of items that I enjoy in my life, such as this car. Now, one thing I want to mention is just because I have a Porsche does not mean I drive quickly. These days, I drive the speed limit pretty much. I do my best to obey the law of the road. And as an older guy, it just over time, I've gotten more kind of relaxed and comfortable just driving, just going with the flow, taking it easy on the road. And I'll tell you one word of advice to everyone out there is, even if you have a really fancy car or a fast car, doesn't mean you have to drive fast. And these days, you know, out on the road, I don't want to tick off the wrong person. I don't want to create unneeded drama in my life, anything like that. So I just try to drive with the flow. And my good friend Joe, shout out if he's watching, he gave me the advice once that if someone cuts me off, someone does something that's kind of frustrating on the road, rather than getting upset or lashing out or honking or anything like that, it's better just to kind of laugh to yourself, like ha ha ha, just laugh to myself about it. And I thought that was a good tip from my man because as a dividend investor, financial freedom takes a while. It's in the future. It's important to just be there for the long term and to reduce stress levels. Don't take on undue risks. So rather than get into kind of a road incident or anything, take it easy, go with the flow, and laugh off those people out there that might be doing some crazy stuff on the road. Now, something else I wanted to mention as well is people ask me on the topic of fire, Ian, when are you gonna retire? When are you gonna live off of your passive income? I'll tell you at this point, I don't have any immediate plans to do so. And my philosophy on this has changed over the years since I become a father of two amazing kids that I love so much. And what you find when you have kids, and this is something my friend Chris told me, so shout out Chris if you're watching, is once you have kids, you're so busy anyways with the kids that you're just going to want to work really hard. You're just going to be really busy with work-related stuff. And it's all going to be busy. Your whole life's going to be busy. And he even said, like, when you have kids, you have young kids, you're going to be busy anyways. So it's a good time just to double down on everything. It's a good time just to be extra busy at your work. And so what I've found is that's totally true. Now, my amazing wife, Nicole, who I love so much, shoulders most of the work with the kids. But I do step in and help out. And I want to spend time with my kids. I love my kids so much. And I found that the duties of being a father, being a parent, that is a very intense job. It is a very important job, a very time-intensive job. And so you find, yeah, Chris was right. I'm so busy these days with kids. So when I am out on the road, days like today, I try to really make use of all of the good time that I have. When I was driving here, I was on the phone with my good friend Bernie for about a half hour. Shout out, Bernie, if you're watching. It was a very productive phone call, good phone calls. So I try to multitask a bit at all times if I can. But I'll tell you, my goals around fire have changed. Now that I have kids, it's true, I'm so busy. There's nothing that's going to make me not busy. And so why not just work really hard? Why not just do my thing? And so that's kind of where I'm at now. Now, I am building towards a fat fire, as I mentioned, and because of my lifestyle, it's going to take a while to reach that. But that being said, I don't think there's going to be a time where I flip the switch anytime soon. But I do plan over the next decade or so to start tapering back to, there's shades of gray. It doesn't have to be either or. It doesn't have to be fire or non-fire. I'm just trying to taper back and use some of my passive income to have more time for myself, to do more passion projects like my YouTube channel, which I love so much, to spend more time running. And so that's kind of where I'm at on fire. That's a little bit about what fat fire means to me. Giving a little bit more context in my life that I don't on a normal basis, because just here on my YouTube channel, I want my analysis to stand on its own, and I'm not all about kind of hyping up this or that. But anyways, I'm going to head inside now, the self-storage facility. I brought my lunch with me, and while I'm having my lunch, I am going to spend a little bit of time reading this book and then summarizing this book for all of you in an upcoming video. I just finished my book review of Rick Ross's book, Hurricanes, which I shared on my Instagram. I'll link to that in the description below. It was a really special moment yesterday that when I shared my book review, Rick Ross himself, the boss, went ahead and liked my review. So that was a very special moment. One of the things that's so cool about the internet is the opportunity just to connect with just about anyone. And that was a bucket list item for me, quite frankly, having Rick Ross himself like one of my Instagram posts. That was pretty special. But now I'm on to my next book. I am finding throughout the day these days, just take a few minutes here and there to read. It is keeping me sharp, making me a better investor, better entrepreneur, just keeping my brain super sharp. And so I'm going to head inside now, say hi to the team, greet our new team member that I'm so excited to meet, and read this book just a little bit. And so I'll see you in the next segment. All right, everyone. Very successful day at the office today. I am about to head home right now, but before I do, I want to get just a little bit of exercise. I wore my running shoes today to make that possible, and also my Lululemon dress pants, which also work really well for exercise. So I'm going to do a few lunges before I get in the car and head home. And my tip for all of you out there who are busy office professionals or entrepreneurs who have to be in the office, have to be in a work environment, is think at the beginning of your day, what can you do throughout the day like I do just to stay in shape? Because dividend stock investing all requires us to live long lives to really enjoy the benefits of those dividends. And so I think throughout the day about what I can do throughout my day, even if it's a little wacky, even if maybe my colleagues, they're like, what are you doing? I got to look ahead for my health. And so time to get in a few steps. All right, everyone, I am back in the car. I have my Starbucks peppermint mocha. Man, is this delicious. And also my pumpkin bread. I got to be really careful eating this in the car so I don't get any crumbs. I'm running a little late now. After doing those lunges, I did go back into the office and I met with my team for a while, and I don't make it out to the facility quite as much these days. So when I am out there, I want to give the team my 110%. Now that I'm in the car, I've got my Starbucks. This is important because I don't want to be drowsy driving home at all. I want to be alert. And so the Starbucks is going to help me do that. I believe that Starbucks saves lives. And for that reason, I am so proud to invest in Starbucks. And so when I get home, I'm going to be cutting it close. And typically I like to have a family dinner and then be a part of my kids' bedtimes, read stories, all that good stuff. But unfortunately tonight I'm not on the road as much these days. I'm probably going to be home a little bit late, and so it might be on the tail end of the bedtimes, but I'm going to see if I can make it there in time. I hope I do. On an average day, what happens is typically around, say, 5 or 6, around that time, I will stop working, I will have family dinner, I will spend time with my kids and partake in their bedtime routine, which involves stories, brushing teeth, all that good stuff. And I really enjoy that time of day. It's a really special time of day. Today maybe isn't as routine of a day because I am on the road. And after all of that family time, typically later in the evening, say around 7:30, I'll actually get back to work and I'll work for a while. Although again, today, I don't know if I'm going to get back to work later after everything. We'll just see how it goes. Tonight I'm thinking actually I may reward myself after this long day of work and spend some time in the hot tub. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But so far it's been a very good day, and I am grateful to have this Starbucks right now on the way home. Driving home over the San Mateo Bridge, thinking about all the big picture stuff. Sometimes driving at night is the best time just to think about strategy, think about the big picture. Today wasn't a day where I got a lot of paperwork, a lot of analysis done, but it was a great day for team building, getting out in the field, checking on the property, and all of that kind of stuff. And so it was an exciting day. And then tomorrow I'm going to have a different theme for the day. It's going to be a day more behind the computer and just getting the analysis, getting the work done. All right, everyone, I am back home. I'm feeling a lot more alert right now. I got home, unfortunately, just past my kids' bedtimes, but most of the nights I'm here for that, so that's okay. It was really nice getting home. My wife had prepared a wonderful salmon dinner, and I enjoyed having that dinner and having a nice conversation with my wife. That was a lot of fun. And now it's about 8:30, so I am back in the studio. I want to summarize the day today. I took the time to fill out my 5-minute journal. I love this thing, and you're supposed to fill it out in both the morning and also the evening. I like to do the evening one a little bit earlier because if I wait too late, I am just too tired. So I'll share on the screen right now what I entered in my 5-minute journal for the evening entry today. And so also what I did is I just put together a little analysis. I'm going to share it on the screen right now. Man, a day cannot really go by without me doing some kind of analysis about dividend stocks. And so what I was thinking today, it was a long day on the road, more of a people day, spending time with people, interacting with people, motivating the team, all of that good stuff. And it wasn't as much of an analytical day, but I wanted to end the day with a little bit of analysis so that I can prepare for the day ahead tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be a little bit of a different day. I'm going to be in front of the computer a lot, and I just want to hit the ground running in the morning, potentially making a stock transaction. And so check it out on the screen right now. And what you see is a summary of the stocks on my short list right now for potentially buying tomorrow morning. And the way I'm looking at things these days is I am a value contrarian investor. Things have been really shooting through the roof, and even with my ride or die stocks, I'm having a difficult time really justifying paying really lofty valuations. Stocks like Starbucks, for example, they're just out of my target range right now. Everything has been rallying so much. So I look at my portfolio and I look at what's on sale right now, and I see a few themes, as you can see in front of you. One of those themes is sin stocks. So those are the first two. I probably won't buy either of those, Altria or Philip Morris, tomorrow, just because I have such a huge allocation to them already. But you cannot ignore the fact the starting dividend yield for Altria is 8.6%, and the PE 2020 and 2021 is in the low 9s, high 8s. So just amazing current valuations on Altria. Philip Morris also really good starting yield, reasonable valuation on a PE side of things. You see another theme in here just of consumer stocks. I have Campbell's Soup and also General Mills listed. I like both of those. I would say they are fairly valued. They're not on deep discount. Starting yields aren't crazy high. I will probably pick up more of those stocks in the coming weeks, but I don't know if it will be tomorrow. We shall see. What you also notice on here is BP. BP is an oil stock that I really like that has been hit really hard. Yes, it has rebounded up from the bottom, but still, this thing is on sale. And so it has a forward 2021 PE of 14 and change. This year it has a NAPE because they're losing money, and it has a sweet dividend yield of 5.89%. And so kind of heading in tomorrow, I've been meaning to buy BP here, more of it for the last few days, and it just keeps rallying. But at the same time, what I realize, and I think this is important for so many of you out there watching, sometimes we get caught up too much in the day to day, and it's important to take a step back and look at the more macro picture. And what I've noticed with something like BP is it's still way off the highs. And so, yeah, right now it's at 21. It's not at 15 or 14, but you know what? It's not at 40. And so 21 is a lot different than 40. And so I just have to think in more general terms. Ian, why do you keep waiting to buy more of it? Just buy some more. You know, it's up from the low, but you have to think a little bit more generally. And as someone who averages in over time, look, if it dips again, there's going to be more opportunity. And so BP is towards the top of my list for tomorrow. Let's keep going. And so what else is on my list is 3M. I probably won't buy more 3M tomorrow just because it's fairly valued right now. But out of the universe of all of my stocks, surprisingly enough, I think even at these levels, it's a reasonable value, and that's just an indication of how far the stock market has rallied. I look at some of my stocks, and they're just shooting through the roof. Stocks even that had kind of been trading sideways for a while, like Colgate-Palmolive, for example. Colgate, all of a sudden, it's just shooting through the roof. It's just going hockey sticking. And so I'm seeing this with so many of my stocks. And as a dividend investor, that's not always the best thing. It's nice to see the portfolio value increasing, but it's not so nice to see starting dividend yields decreasing, which means the money I'm deploying gets less yield. And what it also tells me is, Ian, you ought to be very careful because a 2021 stock market crash might be right around the corner. I read some news recently that my wife shared with me that the governor here in California is considering some more strict measures going forward, potentially on terms of another set of lockdowns, if you will, depending on how this virus goes. And so the stage may be setting up for some economic pain in the near future. And if there is economic pain in the near future in a major economy like California, that could have a ripple effect on the stocks that I own, and it could present another buying opportunity. So I don't want to get ahead of myself here, and that's why I exercised some self-control today and did not buy this morning. But hey, I'm full of food now. I had my Starbucks. I got my energy back, and so I'm just plotting my moves for the day ahead. And it's kind of, I can only go so long without buying stock. And it's just kind of how I am with coffee. I can always only go so long. So let's keep going. What else? PPL Corporation. This one has been on my list for a while. I very well may buy this one. I don't necessarily know what the future holds for this company if they sell their UK division, which they intend to do. I have some skepticism on that. And I think the market does too, because it's trading at a PE of 11 with a 5.82% yield for a regulated electric utility. I'll take it. That is amazing. And so regardless of what uncertainty exists around their UK division, it's presenting a solid value right now, and we're kind of getting paid to wait and see what happens. And then I have Wells Fargo on the list as well, although I just bought more Wells Fargo recently. So maybe for me, sometimes I don't like to buy the same stock twice in a row. And so I may wait on Wells Fargo just a bit longer. And so I would say all of these stocks are on my short list. How do I find these? Honestly, I just look at my entire portfolio. I like to scan the stock charts for everything. And I'm not a technical analyst. I'm not a chart trader or anything like that. But I like to look at the stocks that are still down from the highs. I have 47 dividend stocks in my portfolio. Which ones are down from the high? Which one present a reasonable discount, if you will, from the recent highs? And this is just some of them, kind of the core ones that look to be some kind of a value right now in this crazy market. But I am proceeding with extreme caution because there very well may be a 2021 stock market crash. I want to save money so I can go discount shopping when the discounts present themselves. But tomorrow you'll probably find me on Twitter posting a trade for either BP or PPL, maybe Wells Fargo. We'll see. But I like everything on this list. I'm always plotting my next move. And so it's been a nice day. Thank you for riding along with me today on my journey here. I hope you enjoyed that. I know sometimes you guys wonder what I do on a day-to-day basis. And anyways, I'm gonna wrap things up. Before I leave today, in terms of a Full disclosure, I own the stocks mentioned today. I am long Starbucks, ticker symbol SBUX, Colgate, ticker symbol CL. I am long Altria, ticker symbol MO, Philip Morris, ticker symbol PM. I am long Campbell Soup, ticker symbol CPB, BP, ticker symbol BP. I am also long General Mills, ticker symbol GIS, 3M, ticker symbol MMM. I am long PPL Corporation, ticker symbol PPL, and good old Wells Fargo, ticker symbol WFC. In terms of a friendly disclaimer, today's video is not investment advice. I'm not a licensed investment advisor. Today's video is just for your fun and entertainment. If you're going to go out and invest in the stock market or anywhere else, please consult a licensed financial advisor first. Just sharing my journey here on YouTube for fun and entertainment. Investing in the stock market is risky, and especially I would say in these unprecedented volatile times that we are experiencing in 2020, and that may persist, quite frankly, into the new year. I love you all. Please don't forget to smash that like button, to subscribe to my channel. I have new videos about personal finance, dividend investing all the time. I love you all. I'm on Patreon too. I will see you in the next video.